Okay, we are ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and throw it on over to, ooh, geez, I can't remember what game it is, but I'm sure that we'll find out here in a second, because Waff1e's running it, and Pikachu is going to be commentating it. Take it away!
As I overtook you, I was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe I overtook her.
Hello everyone, I'm Waff1e, and today
who
I'll
is
be
this
running Amnesia Quitouts category, and I'm with my teacher. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kinkajou Legend. You can call me Kinkajou for short. And I am really excited to see this game run.
Okay, so let's just dive into it, and I'll show you what Quitouts actually mean right at the start.
Don't forget.
So time starts now. Yeah.
Yep.
So what I'm basically doing is that by pressing Alt F4, you can actually quit to main menu, and then you can load your save file, and by that you can skip a dialogue. And by doing it 4 times, we can skip 4 intro dialogues, thus saving us 12, around 12 IGT. But in reality, we didn't save anything. Yeah. So it's just a showcase for this mechanic. We won't be using this much because it loses RTA. And this is time for the first location in the game. So what actually happened, Kinkajou? Why are we here?
Yeah, so our good friend Danny here seems to have drank an amnesia potion, and so he wakes up in this castle called Brennenburg, and we're trying to stop someone. Do we know who just yet? Not quite. But the whole first level here is just sort of an introduction into this this wonderful game that we're going to be playing. You'll notice sometimes the camera starts to get pulled in certain directions because this game really wants us to see some scary things. So we're going to try our hardest to fight that. But they're really trying to build this world that Daniel has forgotten stuff and is trying to stop someone.
So the first level is pretty peaceful, but it's going to change right here. We are moving kind of slow because of the intro, and we need to enter this room for a bit to regain our speed and go right on these rocks. Nice.
Beautiful.
Can you explain load warps?
Yeah, absolutely. So, every time you load into an area, there is basically one frame where your character model gets placed at the very start of the level before figuring out where you need to load into. So when we quit out and then select to load game, we can actually buffer a left-click input to click as on that one frame that we appear at the start of the level. And in this case, we just skipped an entire level because they've put the start of the level in a different location over in the refinery here, rather than where we first started. So we can just load warp, and just skip the entire level.
Yeah, also the reason that I did not skip the dialogue there, because there's 8 dialogues and it is takes very long time to skip them RTA wise, and it skips only like 6 seconds IGT.
Yeah, something that was just glossed over a little bit. You'll notice that he carried a box over and dropped that onto our good friend Daniel's head. Essentially, there's this mechanic in the game where you can just slide right through walls by pushing yourself with an object, and we use that to get out of bounds and do some fun things. So it's pretty easy to just slip on through walls.
Yeah, like example here.
And there we go. We don't even need to open that door. Just slip right through it.
Yeah, so time for vertical boosts.
Nice. That one's a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah. They're a bit inconsistent, I don't know.
Yeah, I've tried so many different setups on that one boost. It is truly mind-boggling how many places you can try it and it just doesn't work.
We should mention that my jump is bound to a scroll wheel, and not only scroll down, but scroll up. And this way I can just spam my jumps and gain height.
Yep, classic speedrunning mechanic.
No.
Yeah, so geometry in this... Yep. But yeah, geometry in this game is always a little bit funky.
Sometimes it's
case in point. Yeah, exactly. They seem to have left a bit of a gap there. And like mentioned previously, load warping can just click the very start of the level, so we don't have to backtrack pretty much at all.
There's another flashbang.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
So something to mention... Right there, nice slip. Something to mention right now, story-wise and gameplay-wise, we are going around collecting a whole bunch of stuff that is going to eventually come up in a couple of maps. So we are going around, we just collected a key. In the study, we collected a flow rod, and now we have a few more things to collect in storage. So we're going through storage. We're going to have to do a big loop around collecting like 4 or 5 things. And then we are going to get out and make our way to a place where we can actually use those things. And in doing so, we have gotten kind of creative in the exact order of of collecting them. We try not to play levels as intended because that's not the speedrunner way. So we collect the first couple of bits of the drill, and then we load warp out to cancel out the backtracking part of it, and then we head on over to the left to get the final drill bit, and then we actually don't have to worry about going through the level and seeing all these scary monsters, because we can just jump on up on this shelf and clip right out of bounds. You'll start to find out pretty quickly that roofs in this game are a suggestion and not a hard requirement. Now, something that just happened there as well, Waff1e did a very good job on a horizontal boost. Basically, if you jump onto a sloped surface, the game does not like that, and it'll push you off of it, and you can get some pretty good momentum going to go forward very fast.
Yeah, so we pick up 2 final pieces, 2 rods, and load warp out of this room.
Now we've finished our collection, and we get to go ahead and use the things that are in our inventory. First, we will touch this little trigger over here off to the left. That'll blow this door open. It's supposed to be an atmospheric effect when you first enter the area, but we skipped that atmospheric effect, so we get to use it to conveniently open the door in our way. In the machine room here, we need to activate the elevator. This whole purpose of this beginning part of the game is that we need to head down an elevator. And so in doing so, we find out that the elevator currently is not functional. So we've gone around, we've collected a whole bunch of things to turn it back on. First, we have to set the flow. And then we're going to head over here to install some flow rods. And unfortunately, this is a level that is fairly unbroken. So we do kind of have to do it as normal. But we're going to grab this cog over here and bring it down to our generator to get that also nice and running. And you'll notice Waff1e is throwing these cogs instead of just carrying them. One reason is because trying to transport two things at once is a little bit difficult. And another reason is that walking with something is actually, it gives you a slower movement speed than if you were to, say, not have that. So you can just kind of pick it up and throw it and have a slightly faster movement speed to get over to here. Now we've filled the generator with coal, we've put the cogs back onto the machine and pulled the lever, and now it is on, so we get to load warp out and head on over to the elevator.
Yeah, which is like 40 seconds, so auto-scroller where there's nothing going on.
Well, I would love to jump in and read you some donations here, but I do not have any at the moment. But I will remind people that all donations are going to are raising funds for QMUNITY. Also, if we hit $2,000 Canadian dollars by the end of the second weekend, if I recall correctly, DJ has to do another dab of obnoxiously hot sauce. So if you saw what that did to him last week, when he had to do the first one after we hit 1,000. You definitely want to see it happen again, because we are all sadists, apparently.
Right.
That's right.
Taking pleasure in the pain of others, so...
Yeah, so remember how Kikaju said that moving objects slows you down? We are actually gonna use it now. By carrying this rock, we actually gain a little speed, because it's faster moving with the rock than in a cutscene, and like this way it is faster.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like perhaps an oversight of the devs, where the movement speed carrying something or dragging that rock doesn't actually change whether you're in a cutscene or not, whereas if you're in a cutscene and not carrying anything, you are very, very slow.
Oh, we made a friend.
What a good friend. Yeah, so the grunts will not attack you. Nothing will attack you while you're in the cutscene. So if you hit a flashback, you are pretty safe.
For a young girl all by herself, she could be hurt or worse. There's no telling what horrors await down there.
And that was Prison South. We get to move on to Prison North, where we start off in a hole.
And with another flashback.
Yep. It is kind of funny. I've gotten stuck on some of the geometry due to how slow I move in the flashback before, so I'm just like wiggling the camera like, please let me through.
The King's men. No, you come too. Please, we don't have time.
But yeah, typically in this level, the general gameplay loop is that you go to the end, realize that it's locked, you have to go back, get acid, melt the door, knock it off with a hammer and chisel, and then open it and get out. Meanwhile, there's grunts everywhere. But that sounds like a lot of work, so
we can just destroy a spacebar on my keyboard and easily click through the ceiling. And skip
Thank you,
all
That's
of
why
that.
they let you hot swap mechanical switches.
exactly.
Okay, that was scary.
It has some scary boosts off on it.
Let's go, man.
Nice. So there's a
I will drink a potion.
there's a flashback trigger there that makes this next bit very difficult if you are in a flashback. And luckily it looks like Waff1e did a pristine vertical boost up the side there
that's my goal
to get
speed.
over that. Nice. Nice.
Come on, come on, come on.
This is a bit of a scary boost because you can jump right off.
I'm really scared to do. Like, it's easy to do, but you can fly into the void, and you have to reload the level. So
Yeah.
for this category is very convenient and very beginner friendly in my opinion, because every section of the game has an autosave, and you yourself can quit out in it. What?
Oh, what was that? Gotcha. No worries.
Yeah. You can quit out at any time, and it will save your progress. So it's very safe category to run. It can be finicky, but every speedrunner is.
Yeah, so right here, this wall is the bane of my existence. You can either get it first try, or you can sit here for like a minute and a half. There's a very specific seam that you have to get through. And we do a little setup to make it a lot more consistent, but it has ruined some of my runs.
And we are going into another nice location that can kill a lot of runs, which is fierce.
Sewers is a scary place.
It has a very precise clip.
Yep. So right here, there is a ledge to stand on, but it's like the size of your foot. So you're going to try and run out, and if you don't immediately jump as soon as you clip out, then you fall off and you have to retry it. Or if you're...
Oh my god.
Or you can just go back in.
That can happen as well, yeah.
Yeah, not only is this clip difficult, but also all of the subsequent parts within this level have like all of these weird horizontal slopes that you can hit and just like boost yourself off the side. And it's all a very, very scary thing. So I definitely recommend getting a lot, just so many safety saves for these parts. Like for instance, right now you have no floor beneath you, so you gotta make sure. Yep, there it is. Nice.
I feel like I need to change my mouse after the speedrun in this game.
I actually did.
Mouse wheel is like half this already.
Yeah, by the end of my PB, I actually did have to replace my mouse because scrolling just wouldn't register half the time anymore. It's great.
And so we are clicking back and bounce by clicking on that ladder, and we are using scroll wheel to go upwards.
Yeah, a couple of things to note also about our keybinds. Spacebar.
Okay.
Spacebar is bound to crouch. So what we're doing when we're trying to get out of bounds is we are crouching and jumping very quickly to try and push our crouching hitbox as close to the ceiling as possible so that when you stand up, you're actually through. So that's spacebar bound to crouch. And then we also have interact bound to one of the scroll directions so that you can quick climb ladders. Essentially what you're doing is you're jumping and interacting so fast that when you scroll, you just fly up the ladder.
And yeah, and you could see me jumping, like walking off the very high ledge, and I took no damage. It is a very precise trick where it works exactly at that angle and exactly at my speed. We are essentially like dropping into a texture, am I right?
Yep. And with that skip, here Choir is boost central, by the way. I love Choir for that, but I also am really bad at these boosts. But yeah, so this is a part where you start to see some sliding happening. And Daniel starts to feel a little bit less like a classic horror game protagonist walking simulator and more like CSGO.
It is
curiosity in
Surf
league
map.
with your selfishness that is killing us both.
But yeah, walking off the edge at the top of Nave and getting that precise damage cancel means that we skipped actually opening the doors. So that's going to become relevant later. But right now in Choir, we are going around collecting a few different pieces of an orb. This mysterious orb that has caused all of the problems in this game. We're going ahead and collecting these broken pieces of the orb, and they're located in 2 separate maps. So we've got the Choir ones, we've collected 2 out of the 3, there's just 1 more to go, and then there are also going to be 3 in the next map we hit up.
Yeah, here are some dialogues, we should skip them. There are 6 of them. 1. Wait.
The wheel is good for keeping your victim.
I accidentally pressed my Windows button. Yeah, that can happen as well. No. What am I doing?
When you have decided that the
What I should also mention is that during... I don't know how to say it. When you load your save, you can actually buffer your inputs, and I can buffer another Quittout.
Yes. Something to note that's fun about this game, it sounds like a joke, but it's not. You can save and quit using Alt F4. So we're pressing Alt F4 to buffer our save and quits. We're using Alt F4 to make those safety saves, and no, it is not closing out of the game. We are actually able to use that it's just a quick shortcut, which is amazing for speedrunning it.
Yeah, just in case. It's very easy clip, but we have time. That's what estimate is for.
This is another one of those spots where there's just about no floor when you exit, so you gotta be quick with it. But yeah, like I said before, these doors aren't actually open, so we are jumping around them out of bounds. Originally, if you were to play the game casually, you would go through and open the areas to be able to access Choir and Transept. But we cannot do that, so we do some fun stuff and use walls as a suggestion and a climbing tool rather than walls. Now here we are in Transept, where there are another 3 orb pieces to collect, and there are also some pretty lengthy dialogue sections in the form of flashbacks. So we are trying our absolute hardest to avoid those. That's why at the very start of the level, Waff1e went ahead and jumped on the piping and skirted the edge of the map rather than just walking down the center. It's because we were skipping a flashback. Now we are heading over to here to collect our second orb piece of Transept, which is right in here. You can pick it up through the seam, which is very nice. And then we can just clip our way out of bounds on that beam right there. And we can walk on over to this next section using this scary, very thin platform as well. We go up top, and inside of this hallway is where the flashback actually is triggered. So now that we're on the outside of it, we're not really at any risk of hitting that flashback. So we are able to just walk to the end here, slowly make our way over to grab that orb, and we can load warp out. Again, cutting out that long backtracking that we would have to do down that long hallway. Now this specific clip right here is the bane of my existence, and I'm sure many runners' existence. It's a very finicky and very precise clip. You basically, once you have your lineup, you have to, as soon as you clip through the pillar, you have to jump off to the side. Otherwise, you're going to go all the way through and get right back in bounds. So not only is it precise, but you also have to have good timing. But now that we're through, we can go ahead and get up to the top of this roof and make our way back in bounds over here. That was close. There are invisible floors, but they don't go out that far, and that was very, very close to death. So very glad that we were able to pull back there. Now we're entering Chancel 1. In Chancel, this is where we construct the orb, and we really go and fight Alexander. But wait,
Oh no.
what is this?
I think I failed
What?
something.
No.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
Oh, I see.
It seems like I just warped into another location.
It appears that you've been captured and put into a jail cell.
Oh no!
At this point, Alexander is going to start monologuing at you like he tends to do throughout the game. But you're going to just kind of ignore him and start progressing. Now this section is a little bit shaky, but that's okay. It's technically a chase sequence. You're being chased by the shadow, which is, I don't know, an amorphous blob of goo.
You might not even notice because how slow it is.
Exactly. You can actually sit here for like a minute and not get caught by it. Incredible.
So dry cells, dry cells.
Nice. Oh, so close.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a mini game we like to do. Technically, it is faster by like, I don't know, a second or so, because you do move slower in water, which is why we do actually like to jump in water, because we're out of water for a brief period of time when we jump. So dry cells, not only is it fun and engaging for an otherwise fairly straightforward level, but it is also technically faster.
This is our last time in the nave. Thank you, RNG. Yeah, you can see goo everywhere, and it can actually hit you. If it feels like it. Yeah, thank you.
And this was actually fairly lucky, because that barrel can sometimes just decide to push you out of bounds. So that's fun. That'll
what?
kill your run. Yeah.
3 times already, what?
Don't worry, you still have like, I think, is it 1 or 2 spots left that can hit you?
Yeah. We can go for a bingo.
Yeah. Alright, we're back.
Nice!
Oh, wow. It's incredible. Alright,
Oh,
one more spot. You got this.
nice, nice, let's go.
We got the bingo.
Okay, if game doesn't like me that much, I will save. Okay, whatever. I was considering not saving before the last jump, but...
Yeah, fair enough. This wall doesn't exist.
it doesn't get paid enough.
It does not. Nice. That can be a pretty tight jump, so that was very well done. Now we move on. So in that room that we just jumped over, that was where we would assemble the orb. But as it turns out, all that is required is to just go to the exit. The door's already there. And now we get to rub our face against a wall. This is...
we have to draw circles with our cursor, and this way we can somehow clip into the wall. Please.
Yeah.
Game. Thank
And you do the exact same movement for like a minute straight, and then with absolutely no change. It's like, you know what? I've decided to clip you through.
Yeah, or you can just walk into this wall and instantly clip yourself.
Yeah, it is. I presume not RNG, but it definitely feels like it.
The run ends when the last pylon is falls over.
As soon as Alexander starts screaming at us, as soon as the pylon falls.
Oh, time.
And time.
Yeah. Well, he's lying. We didn't kill ourselves. We only killed this guy.
Yeah. We're chilling. He's the one that's gone.
Yeah, and
GG, that was good.
That was Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Quitouts category. Yeah, thank you very much, Kinkaju, for submitting this game. I really liked it. It is a nice game. I think I will run it afterwards. But if anybody liked this run, they can also learn this game. It's fairly easy. I learned it in 2 days. 3 hours each day. It is very easy game to pick up.
Yeah, and we have a lot of resources for the game. Feel free to go to the Discord. You can go to speedrun.com/TDD, and the Discord is linked in the speedrun.com.
Yeah, there are like
website.
5 tutorials that are several hours long.
There's no denying the things I've done.
Yeah, I don't really have much for myself. You'll see me again tomorrow, so... but yeah,
The right thing.
that'll be it for me. Waff1e, you have anything? you
Yeah,
wanna
from
chat
me as
about?
well. I mean, that will be that will be it from me as well. Thanks for having us. Have a great day.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. I have to do my job and say, let's go ahead and move us back to the to the break scene. That was a cue to go back to the break scene. Yeah. You're alive, everybody. That's how it works. This is... This is Speedromizer, the speedrunning marathon where what you submit is not what you run. You, as a teacher, are assigned a learner who will learn a game that you are teaching them. You, as a learner, will learn a game that a teacher is teaching you. I realize that was really recursive, but you know what? It's still accurate. We're raising funds for QMUNITY, and in the pursuit of those funds, we are now also going to go ahead and throw it on over to an ad break.
If you try to take it away from me, I hope you're up for a fight. 'Cause I've been kicked when I'm so down, too much until it's numb. And there's nobody can steal my fire, nobody can steal my soul, nobody can steal my throne. Nobody can steal my fire, nobody can steal my soul, nobody can steal my throne. I'm holding on my life till the very last breath, got me feeling fucked up, see the floors and red, but now I know that I'm safe in a place called home. Lights burning for
Okay, I should be back from ads if my timer was running correctly. So, welcome back from those wonderful ads, everybody. This is Speedromizer 9, the speedrun marathon where what you submit is not what you run. I am your host, Ringadon, and just to remind you all, we are raising money for QMUNITY. QMUNITY is British Columbia's queer, trans, and two-spirit resource center, providing a safe space for two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual folks and their allies. QMUNITY is a province-wide resource center that delivers programs and services to anyone within the 2S LGBTQIA+ community in need of support and connection, regardless of age, location, and circumstance. Their organization is there to ensure queer, trans, and two-spirit people can find a low barrier to access to mental health resources, peer support, information, referrals, and more. You can all find those you can donate at speedromizer.live/donate, or there should be a link popping up in the chat very shortly. Donations go straight to them, so that's even better. We have a few donation incentives going. We still have an open chance for a Klonoa 80% TAS to be run. We are 62 out of $300 towards that. However, reminder to those of you who are not in Canada, those are in Canadian dollars. So if your local currency exchanges favorably to Canadian dollars, then you can make even more progress towards that than you think. We also have an overall goal. If we can hit 2,000 by the end of the weekend, then DJ will have to do another dab of hot sauce. And if we beat the record of the last Speedromizer, then he has to do it before his closing speech.